When the news broke that a romantic comedy was part of Jade Osiberu's multi-film deal with Prime Video, many fans didn't know what exactly to expect. And that is okay. We wouldn't know for sure at the time. In the weeks leading up to its December 20 debut on the streaming service, more details about the film became clearer. And yes, there are similarities and a makeshift return to form for the filmmaker who in recent memory has given us some of the most memorable action flicks from the industry. But Christmas in Lagos is no Isoke. It's a story about romance, yes, but it's also a holiday drama. And above all, it is set in the most wonderful time of the year. Hello film freaks, welcome back to the channel. Today we have Detty December on our mind, thanks to Jade Osiberu. We'll be traversing the length and breadth of Lagos for this one, in search of the best small chops, the grooviest concerts where people are only permitted to wear what a star will be proud of, and steamy neck-turning romance. It's one hell of a ride, best experience in person, but we'll do our best to describe it to you as captured in this flick by Jade. Before we get into the video, please like, share and subscribe to help the channel end today's 2K. What's Christmas without a little show of love? Christmas in Lagos follows Finyi, played by Teniola Aladese, a young woman grappling with unrequited love for her best friend Bello, played by Obiago, who has returned from the US for the Christmas holiday. Bello reveals his plans to propose to his secret 8-month girlfriend Aladese, played by Angel Anosike, to Finyi's surprise. Finyi, who has only recently concluded that Bello is her one true love, refuses to go down without a fight. With her cousin Ivie, played by Roxia Ojo, by her side, she plans to fight, and this pursuit of Bello's affection tests their friendship and the very foundation of Bello and Yagaze's relationship. Ivie also has man drama of her own. She, who first professed when she arrived in Lagos for the holiday that she was only in town for a good time, ends up catching feelings for the first man who so much as blinks at her in public. So much for her resolve. Happening concurrently with the youngie's love troubles is a subplot involving Finyi's mom, Bimi, played by none other than Shaffy Bello. Bimi has been single for so long following the death of Finyi's dad, but now, with two hot men by her side, vying for attention, the stinkily wealthy Zach, played by RMD, and the more level-headed Toye, played by Wale Ojo, she's caught between letting go of her independence and making the right choice. This love triangle runs parallel to Finyi's, and while it is a more mature and seasoned take on romance, it is no less compelling. The good. Christmas in Lagos is a feel-good movie, so there's a lot to love about it without overthinking things. We'll start with the performances. There are a couple of underwhelming performances which we'll address in details in the bad section of this video, but for the most part, the acting in this movie holds. RMD, Shaffy Bello and Wale Ojo come through like they typically do, especially the first two, who have an electrifying chemistry that is as carefree as the nature of the love RMD's Zach professes for Bini. By the nature of the story told, the screenplay is mostly breezy, so don't expect it to win any awards for being outstanding, but it works. The oldies come through generally, putting up performances that rival anything we get from the youngies. Bello Okaro gets the most to do emotionally as her character, Elo's mom, deals with the aftermath of her daughter's death and her fallout with Christmas. Ejike Asiebu plays the supportive husband, and even he, without doing much, does a whole lot by bringing a certain level of grounded authenticity to his performance. Some of the best dual performances in the movie come from Shaffy Bello and Teniola. As mother and daughter, their on-screen dynamics is the stuff of dreams. It is simple, easy, and beautiful to see. It doesn't take much convincing to get you to believe that they're a real family, full of warmth, tension, and unspoken understanding. It's one of the film's most memorable aspects. Shaffy and Tenny really do make the mother-daughter dynamic feel incredibly genuine. If there's anything a lot of people will easily remember about Christmas in Lagos in the years to come, it will most likely be its pleasing visual aesthetics. The cinematography is one of the film's greatest assets. Christmas in Lagos really brings Lagos to life, capturing the vibrant streets, the colorful Christmas air and decorations that accompany it, and the bustling energy of the city. It's a treat to see the Lagos scenery come alive on screen, whether it's the lavish parties, the local street views, the carnivals and musical concerts, or the romantic rides across town. The film does a good job of showcasing a diverse range of the festive and exotic atmosphere of the city. The holiday setting itself feels like a character, with Lagos looking absolutely stunning during Christmas time. The film uses this backdrop to full effect, offering a visual feast that reflects the joy, chaos, and beauty of the season. It's not just the streets and buildings. The soundtrack also complements the scenes well, adding an extra layer of festivity to the film. The movie's musical choices are a standout. O Holy Night in particular must have seen its replay value skyrocket in the marketplace because of how often and well it is used in the film. But it is a soulful cover of D'banj's Fall in Love by Ishwa that left the most imprint on me. Goosebumps. Music is an emotional thread in this film, and Jade uses it to tie moments beautifully. The bad. First off, let's address the elephant in the room. the lack of chemistry between the male lead Elo and his two romantic interests. It's hard to buy into any of the relationships, especially Elo and Yagazie. The way Elo interacts with Yagazie, the woman he's supposed to be madly in love with, barely registers as anything more than a basic friendship. Nothing about their scenes together screams and head over heels in love with this person. If anything, it feels like they're both trauma bonding their way to the altar rather than building an actual romantic connection. Now, some might think that Elo and Finyi might make a better match, but nope. Elo's chemistry with Finyi is practically non-existent as well. And that's where the real problem lies. The common denominator. Shalom C. Obiago, he just can't deliver. I'm sorry to say this, but we have to call a spade a spade. He has a pretty face, sure, and it's most likely the reason why he got the role. He's an actual IJGB too, so I'm sure that must have played some parts in it. But when it comes to portraying depth and emotion, he falls flat. His performance is stiff and uninspiring. It feels like he's going through the motions rather than actually living in a character. The result is that instead of caring about Elo and his tangled love life, I was left wondering why he was cast in the first place. I'm not rooting for Elo with anyone because, frankly, I don't care enough about him to pick a side. Then there's Eva, who starts off strong, confident, intriguing, and full of promise. Her character offers an interesting perspective on the whirlwind romance that often characterizes the holiday, showing how fleeting yet impactful these relationships can be. But almost as soon as she's given a romantic interest, her arc starts to unravel. The writing seems unsure of where to take her, and by the end, it feels rushed. The film hints at where Evie and Ajani's love story might go, but instead of showing us, it quickly tells us in a quick, unsatisfying wrap-up. This was a missed opportunity because their romance could have added a much-needed depth to the movie, exploring the complexity of falling for someone who lives thousands of miles away from you and the joy and pain that comes with it. But instead, the film plays it safe, refusing to tackle any difficult emotional beats beyond the grief arc with Ebele Okaro's character, which in itself is wrapped up a little too quickly in service of the rest of the arcs that tie to Elo. Another issue with the film is its ambition. Ambition is never a bad thing for a film, especially when it sticks the landing. Christmas in Lagos, however, tries to juggle multiple themes: family, love, nostalgia, and even the socio-cultural gap between IJGBs and locals. And while the ambition is admirable, the execution is often uneven. Certain scenes linger far too long, while others, like the resolution of the love triangle, feels rushed even though it took up the chunk of the runtime, leaving you with an unsatisfying ending. There's also a long list of characters who play around with love, but some of their storylines just don't add much to the main narrative. For example, the side characters, Chisom, played by Obinna Okenwa, and Ladi, could be removed entirely, and it wouldn't change a thing. Their underdeveloped roles only add to the plot and distracting from the movie's stronger elements. While the visuals and settings keep you engaged, the storytelling at times linger too much in places that don't really add to the plot. So, there's an overload of stories vying for your attention, and it starts to feel like the film is trying too hard to please everyone. It wants to touch on every aspect of Lagos life, every flavor of romance, but in the process, it loses the chance to truly connect on a deeper level with the audience. In conclusion, Christmas in Lagos is a solid effort that brings the chaos, the romance, and the holiday spirit all together. It is not without its flaws. Some characters feel underdeveloped, and there are a few pacing issues. But it is still a fun, heartfelt ride that captures the madness of Lagos during the festive season. So if you're in the mood for a romantic drama that lets you get lost in the holiday vibes, the food, and the nostalgia, Christmas in Lagos might just be the perfect watch for you this season. What did you think of Christmas in Lagos? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.